The arena fell silent as Anna stepped onto the crystalline platform, her boots echoing against the translucent surface. Above her, thousands of alien spectators filled the curved tiers of the contested hall. A gladiatorial court where disputes between species were settled through sanctioned combat. The air hummed with anticipation and the acrid scent of methane breathers in the upper decks. Across from her stood Kralvex, a Thurian warrior whose reputation preceded him like a shockwave. He stood nearly 8 feet tall, his exoskeleton gleaming like polished obsidian under the arena lights. Forearms, each corded with muscle that could bend steel, hung loosely at his sides. His compound eyes, multifaceted and unblinking, assessed her with what could only be described as amusement. Lewis watched from the human delegation box, his knuckles white as he gripped the railing. "This is insane," he muttered to Commander Hayes beside him. "She's half his size," she volunteered, Hayes replied, though his jaw was tight. The Thurians wanted blood after the mining dispute. This was the only way to avoid a full conflict. In the arena, Kralvex spread his arms wide, addressing the crowd in the booming trade tongue that echoed through translation implants. Humans. Soft skins who crawled from their gravity well only decades ago. "You challenge us?" He gestured at Anna dismissively. "Send your female warriors if you must. The outcome remains unchanged." Anna rolled her shoulders, her augmented combat suit flexing with the movement. She said nothing. She'd learned long ago that talking wasted energy better spent on fighting. The Arbiter, a floating crystalline entity of pure energy, pulsed once. The match had begun. Kralvex moved with shocking speed for his size. His lower right fist shot forward like a piston, aimed directly at Anna's sternum. The punch carried enough force to shatter concrete, to pulverize bone, to end the fight in a single devastating blow. It connected. The crowd roared. Several human diplomats in the viewing box closed their eyes. Anna slid backward 15 feet, her boots leaving score marks on the platform. She looked down at her chest where the impact had landed, then back up at Kralvex. A small smile played at the corner of her mouth. The Thurian's confidence seemed to solidify. He had hit her with enough force to fell a Graxian war beast, yet she stood. Durable, these humans, but durability wouldn't save her from a sustained assault. Lewis leaned forward, squinting. "Wait, did she just—" "She absorbed it," Hayes breathed. The suit distributed the impact, but still. "That should have." Anna moved. Where Kralvex had been fast, Anna was lightning. She closed the distance in a heartbeat, ducking under his follow-up swing. Her fist, comparatively tiny, drove upward into the gap between his chest plates. The sound was like a thunderclap. Kralvex's eyes widened, all 64 lenses of them. He staggered backward and for the first time in his 70 years of arena combat, felt something unfamiliar. Pain. But Anna wasn't finished. She was already inside his guard, too close for his long arms to effectively counter. Her elbow drove into his midsection. Her knee found a neural cluster near his lower abdomen. Each strike was precise, calculated, targeting weak points in Thurian anatomy that human xenobiologists had mapped obsessively. Kralvex swung wildly, trying to catch her, to crush her, to end this embarrassment. His fist whistled through empty air. Anna was already behind him. The next strike hit the base of his skull. The Thurian warrior's world exploded into stars and darkness. His massive frame toppled forward like a felled tree, hitting the platform with a crash that shook the arena. Dust and small debris scattered from the impact. Silence. Complete and utter silence. Then slowly the crowd erupted. Not in the jeers and bloodlust they'd anticipated, but in shocked awe. Several species who had considered humans as mere novelties, new players on the galactic stage, suddenly reassessed their assumptions. Anna stood over the fallen warrior, breathing heavily but standing tall. She looked up at the viewing boxes, found Lewis's face among the crowd, and nodded once. Medical drones swarmed onto the platform, attending to Kralvex. His eyes flickered open several minutes later as stimulants flooded his system. He stared up at the arena ceiling, confusion evident in his expression. What year is it?" he mumbled in Thurian, his translator chip struggling to process his disoriented thoughts. The medical drone hovering over him emitted a sympathetic pulse. "It is the same day, Warrior Kralvex. You were unconscious for approximately 4 minutes." 4 minutes? Kralvex tried to sit up, then thought better of it. "The human." She struck like a combat mech. "What enhancements?" Minimal augmentation, the drone replied, scanning him. Standard human military grade. Nothing that would be considered excessive by contested Hall regulations. Kralvex lay back down processing this information. He had studied human physiology. They were weak. Their homeworld had light gravity, their muscles were inefficient, their bones fragile. Everything about them screamed prey species, except they weren't. In the human delegation box, Lewis finally released his grip on the railing. That was humanity's opening statement, Commander Hayes finished. We're not the biggest or the strongest, but we've spent our entire evolutionary history learning how to take down things bigger and stronger than us. Anna climbed out of the arena to a standing ovation from multiple species. As she passed the Thurian section, several warriors stood not in anger but in respect. The salute of one warrior to another. Later, in the diplomatic quarters, Lewis found Anna icing her knuckles. You okay? He asked. Bruised ribs, sore shoulder, she replied casually. That first hit was no joke. I'll feel it tomorrow. You made it look easy. Anna laughed, then winced. It wasn't. The suit helped, but she looked up at him. Lewis, they wanted to see us as weak, as easy targets. Sometimes the only way to change a mind is to reset it. And you literally did that. Yeah. She grinned despite the pain. Think he'll remember this? Lewis smiled. Given that he woke up asking what year it was? I think everyone will remember this. And they did. The match became legend. The day a human female, standing barely over 5.5 feet tall, knocked a Thurian champion into next week. It became a case study in underestimating humanity, a warning tale told in military academies across a dozen species. Because that's what humans did. They fell, they got back up, and they hit back twice as hard. And sometimes they hit so hard you forgot what year it was.